Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today we're reading When You Get Hurt by Asira Onkarev. So let's get into it. Midoriya. Izu, will you calm down? Lion groaned as her adored green-haired boyfriend was freaking out. At first, it was kind of adorable, but now, it was getting a little tiring and out of hand. The two of them were simply sparring with each other, when Izuku had accidentally drawn her much harder than he had expected, resulting in Mayan getting a long jagged cut along her left leg and arm. No, Mayan! Izuku screeched as he swept her up into his arms, panic mounting in his voice as he felt guilt building in his stomach. He was Mayan's boyfriend. He was meant to protect her, and yet he had just hurt her. You're seriously hurt. We've got to get you to recovery. He was cut off by Mayan, gently grasping his chin in her hand and kissing him. That caused him to freeze, momentarily, stunned by her sudden sign of affection. Oh, hush, you dork. Mayan giggled as she looked up at him with loving eyes. I'm fine. It's just a couple of scrapes, really. Nothing that requires you to panic. Midoriya just looked down at her in shock as his face began to flush a bright red. She couldn't help but laugh at him softly. Sometimes, he was simply way too cute for her. Bakugou. Katsuki was waiting on your hand and foot, bringing you whatever you needed, and he even carried you to the bathroom. He had put you in mandatory bed rest for 3 damn days, and it was still going. Katsu, Mayan whined as she tried to get out of her bed, only to have him pushing her back down. Seriously, I'm fine. No, you're not, Mayan, he shouted, his red eyes wide with a mixture of guilt and annoyance. You need rest. I don't want you to get hurt again. Then suddenly clicked as to why he was acting so strangely out of character. He felt bad about getting you hurt, even if it wasn't something he could have prevented. How about this, Katsu? I'll stay in bed for 1 more day. After that, I'll walk around again. But you can stay by my side to make sure I'm okay. Mayan cooed softly as she gazed adoringly into his ruby eyes. She watched him open his mouth to protest, but quickly shut his mouth and nodded in agreement, before pressing a soft, gentle kiss to her forehead. Todoroki. Shouto looked down at Mayan with a small look of adoration as he carefully held her burnt hand in his, using his ice quirk to help ease the pain, at least a little bit. Mayan had decided that she wanted to make him something special for their 1-year anniversary. But as she was cooking, she didn't notice that one of the pan's handles had gotten a bit too hot, and so it all resulted in her burning her hand. She had cried out in shock, causing Shouto to burst into the kitchen, his face contorted into one of anger and rage at hating the dirt to hurt his girlfriend, only to see Mayan cradling her hand as she cussed at the pan. At first, he looked confused as he slowly put 2 and 2 together. He had begun to laugh at her childishness before putting her hand under water, then beginning to ease the pain. You need to be more careful, Mayan, he cooed, as he cooled down her hand. Mayan grumbled out her reply as he kissed the top of her head. Kaminari. Mayan let out a half of annoyance as she lay prisoner in her boyfriend's arms. The moment Dinky saw that Mayan's hand was bleeding, he had begun to panic. She wasn't hurt too badly. She was simply cutting up some fruit for Dinky, and her nephews to snack on, when the knife had accidentally slipped out, gashing her palm. Of course, Lion had cried out in pain and shock, and within moments, Dinky burst into her kitchen, and upon seeing her bleeding, he began to rush in a manic dash to stop her bleeding, though it had taken him a little, while he had eventually staunched her bleeding hand, and quickly entrapped her in a tight hug. "My poor Wayan," Dinky cried as he hugged her tightly, and at this point, Wayan had no idea if he was serious or if he was teasing her. "I'll hug you till the pain is gone." His loud, dramatic cries roused the curiosity of Atsuto, Hideshi, and Ichiro, and when they saw the bloody napkins turn about, the three of them had quickly lashed onto her as well. Now Wayan was once again buried in a pile of 4 crying boys. "What do I want to ask?" a confused voice asked from the kitchen door. Ryusuke looked in at the mass on top of Wayan with a mix of entertainment and confusion. "Help first, questions later," Wayan cried as she tried to wiggle out from under her favorite boys. Kirishima, the 2 dorks were both currently sprawled out on the gym's floor, each laughing at the other foolishly as they ignored the pain they felt. Eijiro and Wayan had decided that they want to go to the gym a bit early, so they could use the treadmills and work on their cardio. It went on for a while, both of them trying to outrun the other, until Wayan had suddenly tripped and was sent off flying off the treadmill. Eijiro looked at her in horror as he tried to help her, but in his haste to get to Wayan, he had stumbled over his own 2 feet and sent flying off his treadmill as well. He was sent sprawling into a heap next to Wayan, who had begun to laugh at the pure ridiculousness of what had happened. And soon, Eijiro had joined her. And soon, they heard the gym's door being opened. "What the actual hell, guys?" Dinky asked, as he looked down at his 2 friends in nothing short of pure confusion. "Sero! Hanta!" Lion whined as she gently smacked her boyfriend's shoulder. He currently had her riding on his back as he hurriedly ran back to the dorms. Hanta and her were enjoying a leisurely walk around the school grounds during the early Sunday evening, and the moment Wayan let out a sound of discomfort, he had shifted her onto his back and hurriedly began his dash to the dorms. "No, Wayan," he replied firmly. "The doctor said you have to take it easy. Otherwise, you may do more harm than good." He had a point that caused Wayan to only grumble softly, much to his amusement. "Just let your precious parents take care of you, alright?" Wayan nodded her head softly as she leaned forward a bit. True, she was a little annoyed at his constant coddling, but it showed that he cared.